We have to simply manufacture more in Ghana and source more of our raw materials from Ghana. It is actually that simple. It is not, this is not rocket science. You don't need to have to be an economist to realize that if I'm importing 50 or 60% of everything that I consume, and 69% of household consumption is my GDP, and I can't control that, or I can't, let me use another word, influence that, then I'm in trouble. So the most simple product, or the most simple policy intervention, which, and I don't want to bring policy into it, but it has to, which is the government policy being done now to industrialization, is we have to encourage manufacturers like Vito Riker and the garments and textile industry to not only manufacture more, backward integrate, and have specific policy interventions. I refer to them as push and pull intervention, and we can go into them a little later. But specific policies that ensures that the next cycle, because there will be a next cycle, when that comes, that 50 or 60% we're importing is now dropped to, let's say, 20, 30%, so that the intervention, both fiscal and monetary, that we do locally has an impact on the behavior of our markets. If we are having policies that don't have an impact, it's impotence. You're not going anywhere. You are just basically playing a game that you are never going to win. In fact, you are throwing good money after bad, because we're not in a situation of controlling the US dollar. We can't control, because the reality is too much of our economy is not in the hands of Ghana. So we have to change that process, and that is why I know people laugh sometimes, the likes of one district, one factory, and the rest. But let me tell you, if we don't address those things, we are always going to have the problem. If we're having a debate about whether or not we should bring in benchmark to support local industry, then we have a challenge. There shouldn't be no debate. The debate should be zero. It should be, we must bring this in to support local industry. Otherwise, we're going to keep having high interest rates. Inflation is going to go up and down. If you want to do an analysis, match, and the confident people is here, match our inflation rate and economic performance to the performance of various economies outside Ghana. And you will find when they are doing well, we're doing well. When they go badly, we tank, because we are so interlinked. But our cedi, our modes of income, it's cedi, not dollars. So you are basically, it's a mismatch. It's a huge mismatch. So from an economic perspective, that is what we need to start doing, having some policy. And by the way, those policies is not a 2-year policy or 3-year policy. This is the next 2 or 3 decades, where we make a decision as Ghanaians that in 3 years, 4 years' time, we're going to import 0 rice. In 5 years' time, we're going to plant 1 million hectares of oil palm. Remember, I haven't mentioned cocoa. Not because I don't think cocoa is important, but we have to address some. If you understand what goes into oil palm, where we have to say our sugar industry must be prolific in northern Ghana. We must introduce more commercial farmers. I'm being very specific in my intervention here, because these are, and we must find a way of positively having policy interventions that is for industry. So for example, we cannot continue where domestic consumption of energy, electricity, is higher than what industry pays. That does not make any economic sense. Just doesn't work. If we do that, we shouldn't be surprised when inflation is going up or industry doesn't do well. They say there's no such thing as a free lunch. Sooner or later, we have to pay for it. So it's better we deal with it now.